So I got my TYM 4815 here, and I got my cutting har on the back of it. And we're gonna start cutting up this garden. This is one of our big gardens, our market garden. And we use a biodegradable mulch. And you can see it laying there. It's starting to break down pretty good, but you gotta go over it, and it's actually soil contact is what makes it biodegrade, not the air. So there's some that, you know, in the air it makes it dissolve, but this particular brand is soil contact. So I'm gonna take my cutting har and cut this up, and my natural logic thinks I need to go this way, but I think I went that way last year with the rows and it kind of rolled it up. So I'm gonna go across the rows and then I might go that way. So we're not really tilling or doing any kind of real tillage to the garden. We just want to break this stuff up, kind of get dirt on top of it, because we're going to be tilling in a couple weeks. And then we'll put down new biodegradable mulch. This is actually made out of cornstarch, and I think it's like half a millimeter thick. So it actually puts a little, helps build your soil up instead of that regular plastic. And that's about 4 times as much now, but labor saving is a lot, because we started out with a regular plastic and you had to pull it up and had to throw it away. I mean, it's just not, I like this a lot better, even though it costs more. All right, so I'm gonna get this thing fired up and we're gonna start cutting it through here, and hopefully it goes good. It's good and dry. I think last year I went and it was kind of wet, and I think another thing gummed it up. So I might have to make a pass and make an adjustment on my cutting har, but we'll see. You can still see some of it wrapped around it. Right here's some of it wrapped around from last year even. So that's what I don't want. I mean, it was wrapped all the way up to here, and I finally had to stop, and it took me like an hour to get it cleaned up. So, all right, so let's try it and see, and hope everything goes good. All right, I'm over halfway done, but I'm gonna stop and clean this up just a little bit. I thought it was pretty bad, but it's not really as bad as it looks. It's what I did now is I lengthened this top link. That put more pressure on the back. And really I need to lengthen it some more, but I'm afraid I'm getting to the end of it so it'll pop out. I got a lower top link up at the barn, and I might put it on in the future. Just to put more pressure on the back. This side's not bad. This was the side I was worried about, and it's really not that bad. It looks worse than it is. I could have kept going up with it.
Yeah, that's already clear there.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I think right here on this edge might need something.
Yeah, that's really old.
Yeah, it's old. You're probably catching it.
Yeah.
And that next plate might. I need to come with some scissors though and try to get it all cleaned out.
Yeah, if we get done, we'll clean it up. All right, I'm gonna get back at it, and it's got about maybe 4 more passes. I got 3 rows over there I got to do, and it's gonna be kind of difficult.
Can this be done after the harvest in the fall, or is it better to wait?
I thought it was better to wait, but we might try it this year in the fall and just see. Now I took my bucket off, and the reason I did that. Because I'm going across these rows and it's bouncing really bad, and I didn't want that extra weight of that bucket to put more stress on your loader arms. So it ain't a big deal. This is a skid steer. Just pull 2 levers and let it go. So I figured it'd be worth that. All right, let's finish this up. We're going to get the other garden, and then we're going to do some out in the pasture. I got some clover I'm gonna throw out, but that won't take long, so hopefully we'll get this done. It didn't take that long, probably about 45 minutes. You know, we run our rows this way last year. I think we'll go back to the other way this year. And we was talking about doing it in the fall. I will do this in the fall because I'm gonna put a cover crop of maybe some rye or something over on this side next year. So I don't know about the other side. If we go big with garlic, and kind of thinking about maybe getting in strawberries again. So. Just a few. maybe not 1,000, maybe 2,000. So I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna run them this way this year. And we struggled last year getting the plastic laid down. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if I didn't have something adjusted right.
I don't think it was adjusted. It kept wasn't covering.
Yeah, it wasn't covering.
The dirt wasn't covering. You was putting it down.
So I think we got it figured out, but I forgot what we did. So I might go back and watch that video. All right, we're gonna go get the other garden, and then I'm not gonna film that. Same deal. It won't take maybe 5 minutes. And then we'll meet you up there in the pasture. We're gonna run this over a section of the pasture, and we're gonna do a little test with some clover. I got some clover we're gonna put out. So we're gonna go get that one, and we'll meet you up there in the pasture. yards by 50 yards, and I'm gonna do a little test thing here. I've tried to grow clover, I don't know how many times here. Never had any success. I don't know if I've got the wrong variety, you know, the wrong time of year or whatever. So I got 2 different varieties, and I'm doing it at a different time of year. So we'll see how this works out. But I got this from Knoxville Seed and Greenhouse, and we talked about that on the live a couple weeks ago. That place, and this is a crimson, and I think this was 5 pounds, and I got a pound of white. And I just mixed them together in this bucket, and they got a coating on them. So I don't know if that's some kind of inoculant or whatever. I guess I should have read the instructions. It says do not use for feed, so I don't know what that means. All right, so I'm just gonna throw it out by hand, and I'm gonna do it pretty heavy. Now this looks great. I hate to go over that with my cutting hard, but I wanted to kind of break it up. I just went over it lightly. So, I mean, if you really want to do some heavy tillage, you'd have to put some weight on that, maybe some blocks or cross ties or something. But I didn't want that. So if you've been watching the channel, you know I run my sheep and my chickens over, and this is my hay pasture. And I mean, it looks really good. I ran over some anthills, so your stuff worked better that you did the other day. So this is about 3 acres of hay, and we're going to take part of it to grow pumpkins up there where the sheep are at now. And corn's going to be down there. But we're still going to cut hay because
really looks a lot better. If you look back at our old videos, you can see.
Yeah, our hay is, I'm really happy with the hay. I read out this year's hay. I think we did 100 bales. Does that sound right? And I think the year before we did more than that, like 125. Of course, we did some extras over there. So I'll probably need about 125. I went back and feeding the old hay. It's still good. It's in the barn. So anyway, here we go. I'm just gonna throw it out. And I've got a new seeder, but I'm not gonna use it because it's really not much. I mean, it'd take longer to hook it up. And I've also tried to grow this clover for my bees because the bees really love clover. And I actually, up at the barn and stuff, last year I had that whole barnyard was full of white clover, and they tore it up. Oh. That'll be a big patch right there.
Hopefully.
All right, that's it. 6 pounds of clover. And I think it's supposed to rain in a few days, so that's why I wanted to get this in here and say, gosh, it's a beautiful day today, isn't it? So we've got a lot accomplished. Got the garden ready to till. We got this, and hopefully this will come up and we'll have some high quality hay. And I'm gonna do a video on why we do our own hay. We don't spray it. We don't put herbicides on it. It's all natural. We don't even put no chemical fertilizer on it. We do it all with our chickens and our sheep, and that's one of the reasons I developed that eggmobile like that, instead of just one little coop, you know, static coop. You know, it's better for the chickens, it's good for our fields. We get good organic hay for our goats, and that's probably $8 a bale. So your equipment, I ain't got very much money in my equipment. I'm gonna do all that in the video. So, you know, 2-3 years you pay off. Really, 2 years of 100, 2 years of 100 bales will pay off what I got, or have paid off what I've got. So, all right, hope you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Support your local farmer. We do a live every Monday night, 7:30. Our farm stands open on Saturdays. Come by and see us. Have a good week. We'll see you down on the farm next video.